This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the morning of September 14th, 2022. I'm Alex Brown. A final vote on an incentive package for a potential $2.4 billion electric vehicle battery manufacturing plant in New Carlisle from Ultium Cells LLC has been pushed back 2 weeks. Bill Shallial, Executive Director of Economic Development for St. Joseph County, said they wanted to ensure everything was in order.
After listening to some community input and having some other conversations, that an additional 2 weeks in the process, working with GM was probably the right way to go. We want to make sure that the tax abatement's set up properly, that all the information's there is correct, and that the development agreement that will come before you on the 27th meets all the concerns of not only the council, the Redevelopment Commission, Board of Commissioners, but also questions expressed by the town, the township, and just the community at large.
The vote on incentives and an economic development agreement is slated for September 27th. If New Carlisle is selected for the project, it could bring 1,600 jobs to the area. A nearly 1,700-acre farm in Knox County is set to go to auction next month. Columbia City-based Schrader Real Estate and Auction Company, which is conducting the auction, says the farm includes cropland, timber, and recreational potential. Ohio-based North High Brewing Company plans to begin serving pizza and craft beer Thursday in part of the former Granite City Food and Brewery location at Circle Center Mall in downtown Indianapolis. The tap room will be located next to the new Cohatch Co-working Center that opened earlier this summer. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
What is Indiana's report card on COVID-19 vaccinations, insurance payments, and bed capacity? We'll be diving into this question and more hot topics at IBJ's Healthcare and Benefits Power Breakfast on September 23rd. Learn from and network with leaders in the healthcare industry as we tackle key issues and emerging trends in the healthcare space. Reserve your seat at the table by September 19th at ibj.com/events.
Whether it's a new hire or a noteworthy promotion, IIB's Big Wigs and New Gigs serves as a platform to promote your team. Our revamped offering includes being featured on both the newly redesigned newsletter and at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. Subscribers to the Business News subscription save $10 off every listing. Plus, you can save $100 by bundling your submission to IIB with the Indianapolis Business Journal or the Indiana Lawyer. More at InsideIndianaBusiness.com.
Only 26% of patients survive 5 years after a hemorrhagic stroke because it's notoriously difficult to treat. In an effort to create better options, a Purdue University researcher is pioneering a micro-robot he says can help clear clots and potentially save lives.
A hemorrhagic stroke occurs when a blockage inside a blood vessel in the brain bursts and causes bleeding inside the brain. Doctors need to remove the blood clot as soon as possible because it causes a long list of major complications. Surgeons typically use a minimally invasive catheter to drain the clot or pooling blood, but these devices often become clogged themselves because their openings are as tiny as the tip of a ballpoint pen. Purdue biomedical engineer Dr. Hugh Lee has created a micro-scale robot, even tinier than the catheter opening, that can be used at the inlet of the catheter to keep the drainage path clear, saving precious minutes while removing the clot. Lee has filed a patent for the device through Purdue's Office of Technology Commercialization.
So that we can either license it to a different company or start our own business to be able to develop this further so that it can be useful for these doctors. And so we're pretty excited about what to do next.
Lee recently published test results that showed the device to be 86% effective. Kylie Valletta, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Researchers from the O'Neill School of Public and Environmental Affairs at Indiana University Bloomington will share in a $1.6 million grant from the National Science Foundation to better understand the usefulness of cover crops. The school says the team is taking a holistic approach to the climate, soil, and water quality benefits of cover cropping while mapping them across the landscape to better understand when and where cover crops are likely to succeed. IU professor Kim Novick says the project will explore the movement of carbon dioxide between farmland and the atmosphere, between farmland and streams, and the interaction between carbon, nutrient, water, and energy cycles. Serial entrepreneur John Wexler is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio On Demand.